Welcome everybody to another episode of Access Some Places. A couple of breaking news items today. A couple of updates on how the footy goes. I don't know if Isaac's got any segments for us today, but we'll find that out. I'm going to bring him in, and then we'll get this interest. We'll get the intro music started, and then we'll get Isaac in. So here we go. Here's the intro. That's all right. Stop playing. There we go. Isaac, how you going?
Hello.
Now, before I do anything, I've got to copy and paste this, but and make sure it's still working. Yes. Yes. How you going? Welcome to another episode.
Good. It has been a week.
It has
thank
been a
God the
week.
bye rounds are over.
Yes, that's the thing. First off, get the fuck kidding. Yeah, bye rounds are over. Real footy's back. This is Thursday night, and now is it a 7:50 game or a 7:20 game today?
There is a 7:20 game tonight.
All right, we will be pushing for time, but that's fine. That's why we're doing it now, so that I can go to the gym afterwards, so you can catch the footy. Now, we've got a bit of an unveiling here. I've got a couple of urgencies. The first one is we're going to upgrade the pod once again. I'm now going to press this button here, and bang! We've entered the fourth dimension of podcasting. How
is it going?
Now you can see both of us
on camera.
I might turn
Actually, it feels quite strange.
I might move you a little bit to the right. There you go. Now you're on shoulder width of Voidy, which is the correct way to be. This is great.
Shoulders of a giant.
This is great. I get to see. It feels equal now because we fixed the audio issues after the first episode that you know of the Redux, and then first episode we had audio issues, and we fixed that in episode 2, and then now we've got a quality of video. So this is awesome. We just you gotta help me set to my schedule.
Look, it's when we can both do it, and
that's what the one man band is. It's just like fuck it, I'm doing it Friday morning. Like you 20 people that you can wait, and then we're still gonna upgrade to try and get to that Spotify. That might be next week episode. Depends how good next week is.
That's it. We'll pull some strings. We can get that to happen.
But I'm sure you watched the pod, and you have for a while. I'm going to send you something that I discovered last week before we get into footy. That I might cut your video a little bit here. I probably should have done that better. I'll cut you off for a second, just so I can link it. Get a load of this. Now you're going to recognize something, and I'm going to play it at the same time as for the crowd. Now I played my intro song, as we all know, royalty-free music, because if there's any possible chance I make money off the video, which I can't, I don't want to get copyright strikes for the sake of it. And I was scrolling on TikTok the other day, and an ad came up. I get a shit ton of ads on TikTok because I'm on it all this fucking time, and I think they kind of do it as a mental break. Now I use a particular song as my intro, and I just found it, do it royalty-free, and then I found this ad. And I'm going to play this ad from the start.
Go.
There's a familiarity there.
It really sounds almost like they've ripped off your intro song.
I think they've ripped my intro song on. Not only that, it's a 20-second TikTok, and they pretty much finish it once I finish my song, which is the coincidence I've just figured out. Sports bets are how many fucking multi-million-dollar, how many evil corporation, and they've just stolen my intro. And I went through the trenches of free real estate to find an intro, weeks upon weeks. I could not believe my mind. I found that. Yeah, I got to find that because I DM'd myself. I was like, I've got to add this on the pod. I can't. I'm so upset. Thoughts as a co-host for the pod? Should I sue?
It? I think they might just be looking to make some sort of partnership here.
Maybe. I'm not. I think I would maybe say yes to a sports bet partnership. I may keep going down this Kane Corns line because I seem to be. There's more I learn about Kane. It seems to be more and more just like me. Okay, my OneDrive's yelling at me again. I don't even know if they came up on last episode, but I found this on Saturday. at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was shook. I'm like, they've fucked me here, and I'm gonna stand my ground and use that song, and I either got to partner up with Sportsbet or I got to sue because they can just pay for music, right? I can't. I'm not going to. My green screen got fumbled a bit, but anyway, that was the biggest news that I just had to break straight away after the fact that you are now in 4D.
That is controversial, and I like that they've they've laid the first blow, but we'll strike back.
Well, I'm wondering if they had because I did turn the odds off last time we did the round review.
You
So
did.
maybe they snuffed me out.
That's
Um,
it.
so
Retaliation
because of that, I'm going to keep it that way, and we're going to keep the odds turned off. I'm turning it off
That's-
now
until they pay us.
until they pay us. Exactly. Yes, been a week ready for the weekend. It's Canada Day on Saturday. If you didn't know, I will be celebrating. And yeah, did you have any other updates before we get into the round that was?
Well, just wanted to go over a few highlights of not the AFL, but I saw a certain team play on the weekend, and it was the best thing I've seen in a while. Entertaining, fun, good loving. Go the Corns.
Oh, the Corns. You came down to the Corns. Yep. The Hearts and
Yeah,
Minds.
I saw a fella out on that field, just natural with the pill, getting a little 1-2 in the pocket, and oh god,
Oh,
never
right in
seen a
front of
bigger smile on a man's face.
right in front of the fans. I was wrapped. That's probably yeah. I'm not sure if it's the best game I've ever played, but it's up there. It's up
It
there.
was it was just beautiful to watch. But yeah, no, thanks for having me down at where was it? Big Park?
Vic Park. Yep, that's it. Come down to Vic Park. I think our next game's the 8th, and we have another 12:15 annoyingly. But yeah, fans out there, I will sign jerseys and sign footballs and your unicorns. I wear number 8, just like Marty Gleason. Yeah, no, it was great to see you come down. I'm so glad you're doing a static supporter as you were going around the ground to get the best options based off position.
That's it. And
We got
it was
thumped.
a bit. Pardon?
We got thumped, but
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys really played well in the last quarter, though. Like you kind of stuck with them. I think you might have even won the last quarter.
maybe I think we've won. We won the third quarter last game, which was great.
Right.
So we're starting to win quarters. We've already
Mm,
won the hearts and minds of the fan base, and now we're
that's it.
winning
You just got to
quarters.
string together a couple of quarters, and you've got a game.
That's it. Got game. But yes,
But yeah,
it
I
was
wrote
good to.
myself. I wrote myself off for the rest of the weekend. Had a good old fashioned party on that
Yep.
night, so it was. I'll probably have a chill one this weekend.
Chill one, yeah. So got Canada Day. Won't be too much of a big day, but you'll see what happens. I've been months of sobriety, so that'll be over on Saturday. In saying so, sobering games. Round that was. I think we'll jump in. My cat is
Okay.
freaking out. Browser cropped. Okay. I do have to move you in a bit, just so there we go. Make you a little bit smaller. Real time editing, boys. Round that was. I'm in the wrong week. I'm in this week. Yeah. Okay. Cats D's. Feel like we covered this. No, we pre-covered it.
Yeah, we
As I
made our
said,
predictions.
you gotta keep
I
me in
think,
line here because
yeah, I think we both would have tipped Geelong.
yeah, I think maybe you tipped the D's because you said danger out and no danger, no Geelong.
Yeah, geez, that might have been silly. Yeah, Geelong showing they're the real deal, even
Unfortunately,
without Paddy. Cameron copped it early. Ended up
yeah, it
with
was grim.
-3. Yeah, from his own teammate, who went on to have a pretty big game.
Yeah, yeah, gives it go around the only man that can. Uh,
Yes.
the highlight I think for this game for me was the Dragons. And
Oh
as we
yeah,
said, the Dragons have not won a game at the park, at Cardinia Park. Is it Cardinia Park? Or GMHB,
GMHP.
GMHBA in person. And now that streak continues. So they are 0-4 against the Cats at GMHBA, which I
There
think
is a
is
bit of a
very fun.
hoodoo there. There's
Yeah.
absolutely something going on. Well, I hope they keep going just to break it. Not necessarily. I don't want to see them in anguish, but I kind of do.
You want him to fight
Um,
the good fight, do you?
yeah, I do, and I feel like that trip up the Geelong Freeway, or wherever it might be called, is it kind of it speaks to a man, and I'm sure it speaks to a man on the way home after four
Yeah.
losses in a row.
4 losses in a row. It was a Thursday night, drinking Canadians with the cup holders. Um, and yeah, you've got to catch a train all the way home, and then another train home from there. And you're getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning with your brother, and you got to go to work on Friday after a loss. Um, and the way he was acting, it sounded way closer than, oh, it looks closer than it was. Like it was realistically 15 points. I actually think I tipped the D's in real time. My margin got blown out.
Mm.
Yeah, as for the actual footy match, it's all right. As I said, I don't know who did well with the D's. This is another game where the winner kicked over 10 points, so I'll be keeping track of that. Neither of those teams were off a bye, were they? I can't
Let me
remember.
just do a quick check. Um, there's the round. I'll see in a sec. They Geelong played in round 14, so they didn't have a bye. But Melbourne did not play; they had a bye. So another team losing off a bye.
There we go.
So it'll be interesting to see how the six teams that had a bye this week fare in round 16.
Yeah. Um, any other points of that game? It's a bit of a nothing one.
No, both finals contenders. I don't know if
Finals
they're
contenders. You're pulling the finals contenders for the Cats.
but I think they are. I think after beating the D's, you got to put them in that kind of at least the group that's eligible for the eight. But I don't see them winning the flag this year, either team.
No, either team.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
did see
yeah,
there's a AFL finals TikTok filter that you can take like the teams that are currently in the eight and do a little finals like there's little left and right head nod picks. Um,
mm,
and some guy did one and he made the D's win. I think the D's beat the Pies in the grand final.
yeah. I think I'm understanding the same one. That guy's a lunatic.
Yeah, that guy
Um,
doesn't know shit.
so the St Kilda Brisbane game
Yes. Uh, where are we there?
Friday night,
Winner won by
28,
12, 10 points. Behind again.
almost 29,000 at Marvel Stadium. That's not a bad turnout for old Saints Lions.
For a Saints game and a Lions game away, yeah. Um, what we expected to happen, I think here. I think the
I
Lions.
think there's a bag full of something, but what's it
is,
called?
there a bag full of bones? How
I think
many?
there might
How
be a
many
bag full of bones.
did the Bone Man kick? Did he kick
He
4?
he kicked four.
Yes, the bag of bones. Gotta love the Bone Man. I gotta get a little clip in of the my skeleton gift for the pod. Chuck him in the corner,
That's
add
it.
little Josh Lloyd in the NBA podcast. He's got his little doodads on the desk. I should put virtual ones on our desk here. Yeah,
Mm.
bag of bones from the Bone Man. That's great to hear. Um,
Sinclair rocking 36 touches, not bad.
as I say,
But
133 super coach. Great for the Madmen. We didn't win, but it's good to have Sinclair.
if you're looking to trade for a shit forward, I've got a few. But yeah, Brisbane getting up. I think that puts them in good stead.
Danaher kicked 2-0. Yeah, I think the Lions, as said, they're going to prove themselves again tonight on where they sit in premiership contention. Saints are at sea. I reckon they drop out of the eight. Would be a
I
hard
think
read.
I'm with you on that one. I've heard whispers that they might not win another game for the
Yeah,
season.
why not win another game for this season yet? And I would back that. Brisbane, yeah, although climbing over by 28 seems like a lot, but they're also a team that can't play from home. So if they're playing someone who can't play at all,
All
they're
right,
still going to win.
and I just want to put a disclaimer. They've got West Coast this week,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're winning another game. I think this is West Coast bounce back.
I that's the thing. So the with the AFL tipping, there's like a gauntlet game mode, right? And you pick one. It starts from round 5, and you can pick one team a week to win. And once you pick that team, you can't pick again, and
Right.
you can't pick them again. And once you get it wrong, you're out. I'm still in, and I think I'm within the last like 7,500 out of 80,000 or something that, or 18,000 with the two. I'll
That
have
is
to check.
interesting.
And
Who's your tip this week?
I whoever plays West Coast has been the later end of the season. I tried to save those points on whoever's. I'm gonna bring my gauntlet up really quickly here. Um, however, yeah, so I'm at 7,956 remaining out of 85,000. So I'm doing pretty good. Um, I've used a lot of people but the hard part is yeah, Saints have West Coast, but I haven't picked West Coast because the only game they won was against GWS at round what 3 or 2 or whatever it was, and they're not going to win again. So what happens when I've used every team but West Coast? Like West Coast aren't beating the Saints, but if they're going to beat anyone, it's going to be West Coast. But if I use
Where,
West Coast as the pick this round, I'm going to
exactly.
lose. I'm going to lose my gauntlet. So
But
I
you
don't know
could
if that. If, I
you could
reckon
be
they
the
should.
only guy left in the gauntlet if you pick him.
Yeah, imagine that. I pick West Coast, and then everyone's gauntlet goes down. 7,000 people drop out. Um,
That's it.
but if you're the last guy remaining, you get $1,000. So
Ooh,
I'm
that's
trying
not a
to
bad little
trying to
arrangement.
maintain that a bit. So it's kind of I'm sure me and all the other 7,000 people are kind of like pick whoever's playing West Coast. But I don't
But
even
yeah,
think North play West Coast. Like North beat West Coast already. They have played them.
yeah, I think we beat them round 2.
Yeah,
Just to go over some AFL scheduling things, I've got some pretty strong opinions about it. But I
yeah,
think they did well last round, despite obviously having another bye round. Geelong, Melbourne, St Kilda, Brisbane, really good contender teams in the Thursday and Friday night games.
yeah.
So bravo there. Um, oh golly gosh, do you want to go on to the next one?
Let's go on to the next one. I'm gonna do a nice slow roll here. Oh dear, it looks fake.
It
It
looks like an AFL 2023 score, doesn't it?
yeah,
Bloody video game shit out there
video
from
game
Sydney.
shit. The winner again scored more than 10 behinds. Unfortunately, that trend loses in the round just. Um, yeah, what the fuck is this? Seeing a two, like even there's a photo of just like the screenshot into the game, and just in the corner how it says 205 looks like they've had to like edit it just to make it fit. Um, what an excuse of a fucking club. It isn't their fault, I know, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're just like, what do you do? I can't like. I think their. I heard their fitness manager that he left, but I don't think anyone else has left or is fired, or there's no repercussions for losing by 171 points. What's going on?
almost broke the record for the biggest margin like ever. I think it's like the third highest now. But yeah, there was the news came out that it's going to cost West Coast seven. So excuse me, it's
Yeah, I
disgusting.
heard
I'm
that.
burping up $7 million to sack to is Simmons Simo
Simpson.
Simpson Simo. It's going to cost them $7 million to sack Simo, and that's not even including paying for a new coach, an interim coach.
That's
So
ridiculous.
they're just fucked. Like Simpson's like, you can't get rid of me because I through tax.
That's
Um,
fucked. Mate, they need to get some Carlton lawyers over on the West Coast
they
because
do.
that is that is absurd.
That's
He's
fucked
only got a
up.
2-year contract. How is he getting paid $7 million to end that contract?
Yeah, he's got them. He's got them. I've been playing a lot of chess lately. He's got them in a fork there, a royal fork. It's
Mate,
either
yeah,
fucking yeah, save me, I'm the queen, or lose the game, aka I don't know, pay 7 million. Or it's the other way around, maybe. Keep me and lose, and I'm the king. Simo's the king here, or pay $7 million, which is losing your queen.
it's the old
Um,
5 years ago Premiership gambit, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. It's a 5 year premiership gambit, quite classically.
Fuck.
As I said, West Coast will bounce back because they've got so much money. I did have a fellow West Coast fan um, complain about not having Supercoach Gold. Now I have Supercoach Gold, as I said, because I have a media pass. And I think you have Supercoach Gold because you're cheap, just like with Austin.
I had it for half the year, but it's actually run out and I haven't
It's run
renewed it.
out. I'm
So I
gonna
couldn't
see
play you.
if this button works. It hasn't, but I will fix this.
What are you after? Because it actually sometimes works on my computer. Don't tell
No, there is a. I'm trying to open this up here. Can I pick this really quickly? This button here. Okay, I've got it to work. Except I'm moving everything when I shouldn't be. Here. It's the injury list, injury news and list. Ooh, hang on, I'll get there. Of the whole teams, like the team's injury list, essentially. Let's just break this up.
Right. Yeah.
So you can just kind of go in here and be like, these are all the Crows injuries and when they come back. So Tom Doody knees out for the season. Andrew McPherson's quads out for 5 weeks. Nick Murray, and it's just on the AFL website. I think this is what Jacob was complaining about, having to go to the website injuries, but they're all on a big list, so you just search them. So yeah, you can see Harry Jones is out with his ankle for the season, which is I'm pretty sure it's a mid-round pick. Little through. I wanted to scroll down and look at West Coast injuries whilst I've got this over. I'm trying to upgrade the pod with these dynamic responses. North's injuries. Boner. Who's Charlie Compton?
He's a big fella.
He's just a dude. LDU is still out with a tear. Braden George? Who's Braden George?
Please tell me LDU's back this week.
It says test. It is, however, this is updated as of, like, it's not like as live could be. Like, it's an article, right? So ahead of round 16. So there's usually like said this is when this was updated, but I can't find it. Updated June 27th. So 2 days ago, this list was updated. West Coast injury, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Baker, Burgoyle, Clark, Cole, Cripps, Cully, Edwards, Foley, Hearn, Jamison, Jones, McGovern, Nat Newey, Petrescu, Satan, Rotham, Ryan, Waterman, West, Williams, Winder, and Yeo. They pretty much have an entire team on their injury list.
Yeah, but like their best players are in the game, and they got a few back this week. They were meant to have some performance that was better than their last week, and fucking Adam Simpson fucking coached them into 171 points. What? How does that happen?
Like,
also, the Hawks would be very, very happy. He'd be over the moon.
He absolutely would. But at
And
what point?
So they won the first quarter by 70 or about like 68 points. So they came in at halftime and they were up by 68 points. And the horse was like, kill them, destroy them.
Give me
and then they
blood.
and they put on another fucking 100 points, 103 points. It's fucked.
I'm proud. Look, I'm proud of the Swans for doing so because you got a foot to throat there. Like, absolutely. Like, that's why I was complaining about last episode. How I think it was Port. Should have kept going and just Crows or whatever it was. I think it was Adelaide.
Yeah, I think it was Port, right?
Port, and then Adelaide was like the week before because it takes you 10. But yeah, just demolish this club for what it is. And there's no mercy rule in AFL, so it's not like you can get 80 points up at halftime on a team that has a whole bench on it, a whole team on its injury list to be like, nah, it's all right, boys. Like we'll give you 4 points. Fucked up. And yeah, the Saints won't do the same thing this week, but yeah. Enough said. Fold the club.
Fold the club, yeah. If the game isn't dead, the Weagles are.
Yeah. The game should be dead. Speaking of dead, this might have killed the Bombers' top 4 hope. Unless we beat Port this weekend.
I can't believe there's a top 4 hope. I thought there was a top 8 hope.
No. We'll get to that in the week to come preview. But there is a top 4 hope, or it might have been crushed on this game. This was a hard loss. I was going to mention a certain victory I got on this weekend, but we're currently at war with Sportsbet, so I won't be talking about that. But Carl Langford made me money as he always does.
On an undisclosed betting
On an
platform.
undisclosed betting platform about him kicking the first goal of the game. He's my golden goose. So here's a tip for you out there, punters. Use whatever app you want, apart from the one sports bet. Unless they want to sponsor us, then absolutely only use that app. But put Carl Langford first goal scorer. Against Port, it might be Chickson, which is my other bet. So if you put Chickson Langford, um, I will guarantee that you will win first goal scorer. And if you don't, if you DM me, I'll give you $2 if you don't win first goal scorer on those bets. But I need to have the
So
bet slip matched.
so the the Dons lost here, and do you think it might have been because the media attention they got last week,
No,
or because Sean Darcy was back?
no.
And was Draper out, or is he
Draper
out
was
this
out.
week?
Draper was out,
Yeah.
and Darcy in, and
Yeah.
he fucked us. He
Mm.
ripped up Flips a Nuss, and we copped it from. He's a big man. I forgot how big Sean Darcy is until he
He
like.
is a fucking unit.
I was with non like proper AFL. I'm not really a proper AFL fan. I guess I am. Like, and they're like, "Who's that? Who's that fucking guy? Like, he should not. Like, he doesn't look like he should be an AFL player. He's just so
He's
wide and
built different.
huge. He's built different." Luke Jackson fucked us as well. We had no real answer for him, which is something we usually have a case of. Is that there's no like really tall defense that we have to
Yeah,
kind of
Jackson is blossoming this year.
yeah.
He's really like having an impact on the game, and it's good to see. As
Mm,
much as I know, probably D's fans aren't that happy, but I mean they've got enough big, tall, fucking baby
exactly.
blokes.
They keep selling all their timber anyway.
Mm.
Yeah. Look, Freo bounced back as well. I think because they had something to answer for. Um, because they got thumped by GWS the week before. So we were kind of copping a bit of a media storm on the inverse. Um,
You had the media storm, the buy, so you're coming off a buy, and that's
Also
just
coming
tough
off a
for any
bye.
team. So there are some like aspects where you can kind of just let this one slide. It's not going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. It's 4 points, but yeah,
Well,
when you're competing against the likes of Fremantle for that spot, yeah,
yeah, this is
could
where
be
the
quite
4 points
interesting.
are hard because yeah, we could have been game clear fifth, I think, if we won this one. Or game clear sixth. But now we've got Gold Coast breathing down our neck, and top four might be a good buy. You might be hearing it first. Top four might be buy. If only we had a certain tall defender from North playing for us. Darcy Parish was back as well, and I don't know how much of an impact he had, but let me just have a quick look. He got 24 disposals, but I don't know how much of that he got the way. I'll see how he goes against Port. But yeah, Freo did all right to win, and now we have to play Port Adelaide at the G, which is a
Yeah,
bit
that's going to
fucked.
be a rough one for Don supporters.
Yeah, so where do you
Or
see Freo going moving forward?
Well, they're sitting at 11th right now with like one of the lower percentages. So if they were to make the eight, I think it would be like like that would be an accomplishment for them. Um, but look, with Cats there, potentially Tigers having a good run, you've got to knock out the Crows and the Doggies and the Bombers. It's like I don't know if the Dockers. I think Dockers might be sitting right where they are for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Are they in the rat race of that sort of 24-point margin or below it? Like the
They're
24,
28. They're 28.
20,
So
so
they're
just
on
above it.
they're on par with 8, but they're not in that top 7. So they're really fighting for that last place, which like they've got some great players with Sarong and Darcy, and I can't remember any other ones because they're not on the super coach team, but
Yeah.
they're really like they're a talented bunch, and I think it might just be a
You
little
got,
bit of like a lacking in the forward line, like no, like
yeah.
like guy who's kicking 6 every second week or something like that. Like not putting the damage on, but they managed to get like yeah they've won what seven out of 14. So
Mm,
yeah, the strike rate's not too bad. It probably more depend on their run home, I guess.
yeah.
What's the next game?
I'm actually going to stop you there for a second because, firstly, yeah, as I said, Frio has dropped that um, 10 behind victory trend.
I
But I've
tried to skip
realized.
Don's chat. I tried to skip Don's chats, boys. But let's get into it. Let's get into it.
No. What I was gonna state was I've just realised that I did not record my intro audio or my sports bet segment, so I'm gonna have to dub that over. Find some way to dub the audio over of it playing that part. Because at the moment, if
Oh
I were to do it,
no.
if I were to like show again now, it's gonna have me complaining about the not playing the sound. So I'm just gonna try and edit that over the top. Um, but yeah, that's the thing for next time because I've had to cut the audio to have the desktop anyway. Um,
Yeah, all right.
we'll
We'll
have a
sort that
hiccup,
out later.
or I'll leave it like that.
So,
Who
so,
knows?
so the Dons. Let's break it down. Ridley, he's a fucking beast.
So you're
Merrick,
saying I'm trying to avoid Don's chat, and you've just brought up a Don's. You're bringing the Don's chat to me. I was ready to move on.
I no, we're not moving on. We need to get our fix. Um, so Draper out
Draper
is
out's massive.
how it is massive, isn't it? Um, and you've got Port next week, so really you wanted a full strength side against that match just for a chance at taking him down.
Well, yeah, I have less faith than some neutrals because Port's off a bye, and yeah, but we don't have Draper, which means Peter Wright's got a ruck with Flip, and Phillips can probably take life sit, but we need Peter Wright to be a target forward line. Charlie Dixon is going to be a problem. So is Finlayson, I think. But
Mm.
like their tall forward line's going to fuck us, and then you've got we're up against Brownlow medalist Butters, or
Oh, you remembered.
yep. We got
Yeah.
Butters in the guts with who does Butters play with? Yeah, it's Rosie, right? I was gonna say Rosie, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to be like it's not Rosie. He plays for someone
He's my
else.
motherfucking boy.
I was
Um,
thinking Rosie played for Pros for the second. The other Adelaide. So yeah, Butters and Rosie against who? Yeah, Merritt Parish. Um,
yeah, and I
it's
know which midfield I'm backing in.
yeah,
And it's probably going to end up like scores from like clearances, and it could be a close one, but I think like we'll do our predictions later. But yeah,
yeah. That's exactly
um,
what like even happened with this Freo game is that you watch some of the goals and it was just Darcy out to whoever's in the Banfield, whoever's in the midfield for Freo, boom, straight to the top of Luke Jackson's head, and he kicked the goal. So we lost it on that, couldn't get the crumb. They just booted it to forward, and then there,
mhm.
where I think Port might have a bit more of a foot traffic midfield. So hopefully that means we can keep up with them in that sort of engine room scenario. Um, 2 games left the last round. This was a ripper. Pies for Crows.
It was, wasn't it?
I missed the first half of the game because I was asleep. I'll be brutally honest.
Yeah,
I
I missed 4 quarters.
You missed all of it.
Well, I think I popped in and saw that Collingwood were down a bit, and then I was like, oh, they're gonna probably come back and win this because fucking Pies, man. So I had
You
Howe back.
yes.
They did anyone have a day out, or they just kind of no? They just Cox kicked two.
Cox had a day out. Cox
Yeah.
gotten a bit of a biff, which was good. You know what? Okay, the breaking
Who threw
news
his
again.
glasses? Who threw his
Yeah,
glasses?
Keys dropped, pulled his
Oh,
$4,000 glasses off his head, and then was also in the media all week for allegedly shitting his pants when he just got some mud. He actually like posted his underwear or his shorts on
yeah, I
social media
saw
to
that,
say I
but
didn't poo.
from what I saw, looked like he shit himself.
So the madmen have been in the media left, right, and centre all week, which is where we thrive. So we've got took once. Shout outs to Ben. Got married this week. First one of the
Yes, congratulations,
first one of the
Ben and
boys
Alana.
there, and Alana. Ben and Alana. I was gonna say their last names at a bit, but it's kind of a dox. Yeah, Ben. Yeah, first like full batten down the hatches, married the boys. So extra shout out to him. You'll like that when he gets home because he's in PG. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, good game. Yeah, I missed the first half because I had a nap. You missed the whole game because you were hungover. But it was a ripper. 10-point behinds again. 10 behinds again. Um, uh, Pies did the thing, but also, yeah, I think they were like 6 goals down, and then they swung it and kicked six, and then it was a back to back in the last quarter.
Well, I think from what I'm reading here, at halftime, Collingwood were up by about 5 goals, and then in the third quarter, they basically kicked nothing, whilst Adelaide kicked seven, so they
Yeah,
were up by two, like 2 goals, Adelaide, at three-quarter time, and then it was just a close push towards the finish line for Collingwood in the end.
yeah, you'd be a bit heartbroken as a Crow. Like, again, the D's can prove that Collingwood can bleed, and then you come in there, you get some real steam running in. The Crows could go pretty far this season. Um,
Mm.
I think they copped it a bit on the early season on some premiership points, but they're running pretty quickly. I don't even. They're not in the 8 yet, are they? Or they are? I'll
I
check
think they're
that up.
sitting just inside, so they're on
8th.
they're on 28 points with 115%, and then the
Yeah,
Cats are on 114 points and the same, percentage and the same amount of points.
yeah. So
So,
they're in that rat race I was talking about of the Crows, Cats, Gold Coast, and Freo.
mm,
And
who
Freo's a
would you,
bit behind
if
on
you
the
could pick
percentage.
one of those four, which one would you pick?
My heart says Gold Coast just because I get a bit psyoped with the media, but
Amen.
I,
Amen, brother. Up
I
the
want,
fucking
I
Suns.
want the Suns to be in that running in there in the 8, because it proves that they're no longer a new team anymore and they're just 18. But the Crows holding on, best case scenario, the Dogs drop out, Crows and Suns both make it. Best case scenario. Second base, Saints drop out, Crows and Suns both make it, and then the Dogs play in the 8 as well. But um,
I can see that happening. I can really see the Saints dropping out of the 8.
yeah,
I don't think they've got it in them. I don't think they've got that fucking dog in them.
well, yeah, Saints, Dons, and the Dogs are all 32 as well, so that's another little pack. Um,
Mm. Yeah, exactly. That whole like 11th to what is it? 5th can really just change in
yeah,
one round.
it's a good season of footy,
Yeah,
premiership
despite the
point
amount
wise.
of buy rounds, if they
Such
really
oh,
they
fuck, it
fucked it
depends.
with the fucking buy rounds. I'm just
Yeah,
4 shit weeks of footy because fucking not all the teams are playing. Just give me one. I heard an idea, and it was like do an interstate round and then do a Melbourne round, and just do that for 2 weeks, and you've got your buys sorted. You don't have to fuck around with fucking Geelong and fucking Gold Coast or whatever it was having 1 week off. It's like, what are you doing?
yeah. There's no need to
You're
have that
scheduling this shit.
one. Like,
And
yeah, that 1 week just for 2 teams to buy was fucking stupid.
yeah,
Um,
we're just fucking extending my misery. It's
yeah.
and then on top of that, the fucking fixture is we've got North playing every Sunday for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
No, and then we're not, and when we're not playing Sunday, we're playing this Saturday against Adelaide at Adelaide, so we're going to get fucking destroyed. And guess what? There's another game you can watch at the exact same time. So how are we meant to get viewers and people watching us if we've got no fucking support from the fixtures?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
you got fucked
bullshit.
so hard on the coach on the I was going to say on the fixtures, but I did see an AFL headline that Clarko might return. I don't know if you followed that up, but
Oh, that's news. I
allegedly
like
there's
that.
a bit of a Clarko sniff about him coming back. Um, we spent a lot of time talking about not this last round, but it's our podcast. We can do what the fuck we want. That's what I always say.
That's it.
Gold Coast Hawks, just good showings by the Suns, not good showings by Hawthorn after beating Brisbane.
Mm.
Hawthorn, again, I say it every time I talk about Hawthorn. I wish they were better just because I have that underdog cheering me. And I think that's why I like the Blues, because fuck the Hawthorn three-peat that happened. Like, as I said, I'll never forget, I think 2015, having Tisk sitting there with his scarf around his neck. We'd all given up on the game, and he's sitting there around a bunch of empty chairs cheering his boys on. Absolutely. You cannot deny that you'd be doing the same thing if it was North, and I would be doing the same thing as a Bomber. I'd be getting drinks thrown at me if I was in that situation because I'd be hating the Bombers. But I'd be there, chairs around me empty, cheering on my boys as well. But I don't like the Hawks, but because they've been shit, I want them to be better. Is that why I get that underdog cheer from them.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that they were starting to turn their season around, and just
Yeah, they
like that,
proved
the
us not.
Suns. Yeah, they shit the bed. They did. They keysed their pants, as they say.
We're not picking up keys their pants. We are not dubbing keys their pants.
I've got a trademark on it already. So yeah, that was the round. How
Yeah.
did Gold Coast, like anyone from Gold Coast, stand out to you?
14, 17. So their behinds are above 10. Um, where am I?
A lot of kicks. That's what I'm saying. I'm
A lot of
saying
kicks. Oh,
rank
Fioni had
rank
a huge one.
second
Fioni got
in kicks per game.
146 super coach points. Yeah, I think you might have been
Right.
most points of the round. Um,
Fiorini,
hang on. Flanders got 100.
he's back.
He's back.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
I didn't realize Flanders was back. Yes, 27 disposals. What a king.
He can do it. I hope they keep him in for a bit. They need to give him some
Yeah.
experience, get him amongst it.
The Flanders Fields
Um,
had a win. That's an unexpected joy of winning there. I'm going to pay attention. We're about to find out who Gold Coast plays next week, but I'll be watching for Flanders.
some trade talk. I traded Day for Blakey the other week, and Blakey basically got injured, and then he put up 100 this week, so I was pretty happy with that. But it was against West Coast, so it was like just literally him not letting the ball go past him, not
Yeah.
getting too many points, and then like Day has just got like he had a bye last week, and now he's gone off with 141. So my trades are just not working this season,
And
but it's all right.
you've also been fleeced at a more
Uh,
for
out of more.
no 4 more for You've been fleeced. Austin's dangled it over your head and been like,
Do you reckon I've been fleeced?
I reckon your best forward for Dusty Moore, who I think he's good, but he was knocking on my door like fancy in a trash can, asking for more for Keys, and Keys was averaging like over 100.
I'll
He's
give you
like,
keys for waitering.
"There's not
You
happening."
know, you know you want waitering.
But he's like, Moore's averaging
Yeah, just
in the
because your
five.
players shit themselves.
I had some other
uh,
thought I was gonna shit on Austin, but I can't remember. So we'll get back to that.
yeah, the guys
Yeah,
suck.
the buys were Carlton North, Port, Dogs, Giants, Richmond. Luckily, we don't have to say that anymore. Where are we at time wise? We're at 42 minutes, and we've got to do our quick tips for the future.
All right.
Let me
Before the
switch to
game
it
starts,
around.
okay, we got to get this in. It is 7:11,
7-11.
and that means there's 9 minutes till the game. So, who are you predicting to win at the Gabba versus Brisbane versus Richmond?
I was going to put me first goal scorer. Actually, no, I won't do it for this round. I got Brisbane. I think no Dusty. Dusty out's huge against this squad. It's in at the Gabba. How do you answer Hipwood if you're Richmond? That's my question.
I'm hearing bones jangling, and potentially, let's what's over a bag. I think he could go off this week.
Bag of bones. Yeah, I'll think of something for over over 4.
Right, but yeah, we could definitely see another bag. I think it's kind of like if Richmond lose this, it's like their season is just rebuilding and resting players
Yep.
and shit. I don't think they're going to try and make the 8. Yeah, so I'm tipping Brisbane as well. Sydney Geelong.
This is a good Friday night, but we said that about Buddy's 350th. So both, Sydney Swans season's in the gurgler, even though they just punted on West Coast and actually boosted their percentage, and all they need now is premiership points to catch back up. Geelong's got something to prove in the sense of pretty much saying we're not here to fuck around, and we're here to sort of keep, the hope alive. I'm quickly going to put first goal scorer on Hipwood.
Hipwood, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, good choice. Yeah, I think Geelong should beat Sydney. I think maybe the Sydney might be a bit exhausted after kicking so many goals last week. They might just be a bit over it, and they might drop a game at home.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Cats.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't want to talk about the next game because it's going to be a fucking bloodbath, and I know it. North versus Adelaide at Adelaide Oval, Saturday, the 1st of July, 1:15 p.m. Uh,
1:45.
yeah, sorry, it's ACST. I don't know why they've listed the fucking crow time, but
Yeah.
they they
uh,
uh they have yeah, so fucking I think if LDU's back, we can have a bit more of a, focused center. But yeah, I if I was a betting man, I would bet on Adelaide.
yeah, I reckon Adelaide too. I think there's just I forgot I can change it to Luca KO. Crows are great. They need the points. Um, and I mean I'll be looking out for Larky, but apart from that, yeah, they need
Mm,
that. As you said, there's another game at the exact same time, really spit in your face, which is Freo Dogs. Another fight for premiership points and
that's
eight
it.
positions. So gonna be hard to watch the North game when this game's going on, unless this game ends up
Yeah.
being a shit show, and I'd rather watch the Crows North.
So I think this is probably one of the hardest games to pick
Yeah,
out of this round, but it's at Marvel. Frio beat Dons last week. Did Doggies play last
I think
week?
they had a bye.
I think they had a bye. So on that logic, I'm gonna tip Frio to win.
I'm back Freo.
But
Freo at Marvel. You can't forget Freo at Marvel. Age old saying, Freo at Marvel are a force to be reckoned with.
that's it. All right, Gold Coast Collingwood. That'll be an interesting one. Up at Heritage Bank Stadium.
Yep,
Um,
to the Fortress. I think Pies get up, but we'll kind of maybe talk about these two in tandem quickly, about
mm,
Don's Port as well, because the Port want Gold Coast to beat the Pies, so they don't jump above them in the league in the ladder because they're equal points, and the Bombers need Collingwood to beat the Gold Coast, so Gold Coast don't have enough points to come up further and jeopardize their 8 chance. So both
yeah,
these games are like, yeah, we both the Bombers and the Pies have got to work together this round, is what I'm saying. Because Bombers need to beat Port and the Pies want Gold Coast, and then the Dons and Pies both win out of this scenario. And if it's the other way around, then they both lose in this scenario.
yeah. I've got
Thoughts?
no idea what you're saying, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think that I want Gold Coast to win. I think Collingwood would win. I think I want Essendon to win, but I think Port will win. So I'm tipping Collingwood and Port to get up
Oh,
out of
I'm the
those
same.
two games.
Yeah, I said,
I think it's a very safe bet, but I would love the reverse to happen. Now
yeah.
we're getting down to the shitters. So
Yeah, the Sunday shit
Carl,
kick.
yeah, that's fuck. That's not a bad idea for a little side potty. Um, uh, we can fucking watch all the North games.
Yeah.
So
that's what our
Hawthorn
that's what our pirate
Carlton.
radio commentary can be called, the Sunday shit kick.
Yeah, I like it. Just cover the fucking Sunday morning game.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Uh,
Um,
Hawks Blues kind of stinky. I reckon Carlton can drop this, and
yeah,
Hawks got a bit to
that would be
answer for.
so bad for them if they drop that.
Shocking.
Um, it would really, or it would if like Mackay like kicks a bunch of fucking loaves of bread and doesn't end up, I would be so happy.
Couple bags of
Because
mince.
yeah, like he's kicking logs of salami at the goal and just hitting the post or something along those lines.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
I think so. Hawks at the MCG, I give them better odds than last week than where they were at Heritage Bank. I think that kind of gets to them. They're not used to the ground, but
Yeah.
I think Carlton has the better side, so I'm going to tip Carlton.
Yeah, I reckon I back the Blues, but watch this space. Hawks could win this one. If they can beat Brisbane, they can beat Carlton.
Right. Oh God.
This
What
one,
do you reckon? Could they go back to back 200s?
Tregear Park.
With
Wait, you've missed a game here. You've missed
no,
these
I've got
Giants.
I've got AWST here. I don't know if is that later in the afternoon or
Yeah, it's a
earlier.
four. It's a 4:40 game.
Oh, they're
in
fucked me with this time.
GMT 10.
What's going on?
Yeah,
Give me a
no,
standard.
this is what
Sorry.
happens when you're in the fourth dimension. Time's irrelevant or incredibly
That's
relevant, depending on which theorem you read. Let's go these Giants at Tregear Park, Tregear Bowl.
yes.
Yeah, in Northern Territory. This is the diamond in the rough on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I reckon it should be a good game.
D's gonna have to
Uh,
prove they're a top four side. Giants again want those points.
so Giants coming off a bye. I
mm,
think I'm gonna tip the D's to win based on that.
but can
I
the
think
D's play in the Northern Territory heat?
we're gonna find out, aren't we?
I have to find out the hard way.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll tip the Giants actually. I was talking to a Giants fan colleague, and they said they've never had a list this full and healthy, like since inception, maybe, or a very very long time. So I'm tipping the Giants just on list.
Right. They've
Um,
had some good history. So that's the round. We've got our tips in. Was there
yeah,
anything
and
else
we're
you
just
wanted to
tipping
cover?
Saints, and we're just going to tip the Saints
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
here.
Basically what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anything else? I said I've got to fix that audio issue. Because I don't want to cut it out because there's a live reaction in there, and I'm not doing it again. I'll edit that in. Anything else to cover? I don't think so. The ball's about to
uh,
bounce in the game.
yeah. So we better cut it short. I just want to. I'll just cover one question, and it's: are the current Eagles worse than the 1996 Fitzroy Lions? And I'm gonna go, yes, but they're really rich, so they
Yeah,
won't fold.
yep. No, so was that a mailbag question?
Yeah, it was a little round question.
Little round renegade question. It was relevant because
Yeah.
it was last round. Yeah, that's a Fitzroy reference. Put that on the tally. I think they are worse, but yeah, exactly. You're right. They're rich. They bring too much money for membership and stadium and just the entire WA side of footy to be kicked out of the league. Although it would be very funny if they did, or if they just like decided to not play like the games anymore. Just like, no, I'm not playing these. They actually introduced the mercy rule themselves.
Yeah, they bring out the white flag and
Yeah.
they just eat hungry jacks for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Oh, I could go some hungry jacks. I've just started caloric counting again, and
Right.
I could smash some hungry jacks, but I won't. Yeah, that's the round. Thanks for coming. For anyone who has 4D, we're going to be sub hour, which is good. In time for the footy, I'm going to head to the gym. And yeah, I'm going to remember to press this button and so I can play the outro song, which, as we know, is my outro song, our outro song, Sportsbet.
Yep.
I'm making fucking money off that song with their Sportsbet ad on TikTok. Well, I'm making shit here, doing way more effort than whatever the social media guys working on their TikTok album. I'm so upset with that. Thanks for coming. I'm going to play the song and we can get out of here. I need to do a new window and bring that back up again.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
No worries. Catch you on the flip. Goodbye. I'm just going to edit it again. Actually, I'm not going to play it again. Cheers, boys.